Hello everyone, and welcome to Nerds with Dice. Tonight we'll be playing Riff's Ballad of Fates. Don't forget that we have a full schedule this week. All our shows plan to be up and running, so tomorrow there will be Kingdom Hearts Dreams of Nobody. It'll be at 1 p.m. EST. And then Thursday will be Beyond the Void at 8 p.m. EST. And then on Friday will be Millennium Nights Turbo Jungle, 8 p.m. EST.
Nice. Awesome. So join us for those.
Yes, please.
All right, everybody. Hello. My name is Kevin. I'm your GM for Rifts. Welcome to the Ballad of Fates. So, we're going to go around and introduce our characters super quick in the way we do, starting with Kid.
Hello, I am Evan. I will be playing Krogahel Kid. He is a half-dwarven blacksmith on a mission.
All right. Up next is Freya.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I play Freya, who is a human spy, who is also a Nightbane. So I also play Rohan, an 8-foot angelic monstrosity with a 20-foot wingspan and a flaming sword.
Yep. All right, and Greeks.
Hi, I'm Ting and playing Greeks. Brain fart. Amphibious goblin-looking DB Psytech.
And Peppermint.
Yeah, I'll be playing Peppermint, our nature mage / healer.
Okay. When you were last as a group, you took down a couple of demon deer, also known as paratons, that you plan to give the horns to the High Magus Exexa. And you were headed south towards Charleston, West Virginia, where you had gotten kind of a notice that someone needed help down there through the conspiracy. Yeah. Sorry, just looking at some things real quick. The group is bound together by fate and looking to figure out several different things. All right. So you're all traveling along. You killed the deers. I'm just gonna say for the sake of it, that Peppermint knows how to clean and use an animal.
Okay.
The meat is not good for humans.
Mm.
The
Okay.
hide's a little difficult to tan without a long, laborious process, but you can definitely take the parts you needed, such as the horns, and they do have just the sharpest fangs.
Okay.
So you don't do you want to keep like bits of them on your truck? Are you gonna try to do something with the rest of it? Are you gonna try to sell parts of it, or are you just gonna do what you need and take the horns and
Could we sell the pelt? Like, if we
Yeah,
don't
that's what
tan
I
it,
was
could we sell
thinking.
it to somebody who can tan it?
yes, but you're gonna have to find someone who was willing to buy it.
Where were we going to a civilized area? I can't quite remember.
Yes. You are headed to what is supposed to be a small town. It's not
Might as
a
well.
place you're gonna find anything larger than like a ruined Walmart that someone's now using at a farm as a farmer's market. There
That sounds
might
like
be
a
an
place where
operator
we
in the
might.
city.
I mean, we might like these things are kind of hard to kill, right? We might as well
Yeah.
bring it to pieces. At least not so that it doesn't just go to waste, like we just murdered it for its horns. I feel kind of weird doing that.
You can definitely sell parts of it in Merktown.
Cool.
You can sell pretty much anything in Merktown.
Yeah, Freya would know that.
Yeah. But to be honest, there's not a ton near you. You're
How
not
far away is Merktown?
oh,
Far.
far.
Or
Yeah.
Would anyone
is.
in Dwelmer want it? Because I'm sure after
Dormer, you
this,
might find a buyer for it.
Like its hooves or its talons or its teeth or something too.
In
Or...
Dwemer, you might find something that is capable of eating it and enjoying
Yeah.
it.
But we can't eat its meat.
I would highly recommend mortals not eat its meat.
Now,
Mortals.
when you say highly recommend,
don't.
what do you say? Will it last that long? Like, will the meat keep? I mean, is it like a magical preserved?
Oh,
Like,
actually, I can actually make sure that happens if we want to keep the meat around to sell too.
I mean, we might as well. I just feel.
Yeah.
I personally, I just feel weird about killing a thing, just taking its horns and leaving. Like you know what I mean? I don't like that. It bothers me.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's like a monster, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't know if
could bless it and then it'll last longer.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. So, what does it look like when you bless this? Like, what is your blessing?
Yeah, it's just a spell. So she takes out the normal thing she does when she spells anything. So just like some incense and stuff that she burns, and maybe a few ritual components, or verbal components to it as well. But it's mostly just time and burning the incense over it and
Gotcha. So it doesn't
channeling
take
magic.
you long to do this ritual, and you can get it all sorted and into the truck and ready to move pretty easily. I think that was midday, so it's starting to head towards evening.
Was it, or did they come out at night?
They come out at night normally, or no? Did you wait for them to? I think you waited for
I
dusk.
think we waited. We
Wait
waited
for
to
dusk.
ambush them.
All right, so it's night now, unless you guys want to stop and set up for the night.
We can drive a little bit, I think.
I have headlights.
keep it going.
Yeah, it's rough roads. It's meaning there's basically no roads. So you're not moving like you might move at like 20 miles an hour maybe.
Can my truck make it through this?
Yeah, your truck is tough enough to make it through most off-road things.
It's like an off-road, beat-up old truck. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can the
Um,
tin can?
The tin can hovers, so it has a little bit easier time with a lot of things.
Okay.
The tin can is a decent thing. You wouldn't want to take it anywhere too swampy, but it'll make do for like moving 20 miles, maybe 20 miles an hour for a couple of hours in this terrain.
Okay.
I should-
Is Peppermint? Are you on your horse?
Yes.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are going about 150 miles. You've already done about 70 of them.
Alright.
Well, it's about nighttime now, or it is dead night now. If you want to stop,
Should we camp out here?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Don't want to drive tired.
Okay.
Fall asleep at the wheel.
Do we
That's
have
not
like
good.
do we have like stuff to set up camp, or are we like
yeah,
sleeping?
you all have basic camping gear. A tent for each of you, sleeping bags. You can crash in the truck if you want.
All right. Should we put up like a string with bells on it in case like I don't know, monsters try to get us? Is that what people do? Tie strings with bells on them? I don't have any bells.
Don't
I've
have any.
pots and pans and cups and stuff though.
Or
We can set up a watch.
Okay.
that's what I was thinking.
Okay. I'll take first watch.
Oh,
I'll sit on my truck and just.
why not? Let's see what I get.
I can use my hammer too. I can probably heat up my hammer to start a fire.
This group doesn't have a lot of trouble starting fires.
That's true. That's true. Rohan's sword is just always on fire, I think.
No, not. They're not fire. They're okay. They got a flaming
The
sword.
sword. I said the sword's always on fire.
Yeah, basically. Basically, yes.
So, does anyone have cooking?
Oh, I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I can cook.
I have a little bit of. I have cooking also.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this one to I'm gonna let you give a 10% bonus to Peppermint.
No problem.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, can it be because I have really good like skillets and like pots and like good implements and stuff, so
Sure.
it's like easier to yeah.
Pre-seasoned pan.
Well,
yeah.
well seasoned cast iron.
Yeah. I made it myself. Cool.
52. My normal score is 65.
All right, so you did excellent. Peppermint, being the kind of person who excels in this kind of environment, makes a delicious soup using various found things. You can get a good mushroom. There are a lot of mushrooms in this area. There's wild game of general types. You get some rabbit in there, if you want.
I was gonna say, can any
Unless
of
you're
us
vegetarian.
hunt? I don't know.
What's that?
Can any of us even hunt? Like, do any of us have the ability to hunt?
Yeah, I mean anyone can sneak up on a deer. Peppermint is a little better at getting animals calm. And how does Peppermint treat the animal? Like, is Peppermint a vegetarian, or is Peppermint someone who values the animals they eat?
Peppermint would be more valuing the animals that she eats, though.
Not taking more
She-
than you need.
Yeah, and she's also not the type. She's not vegetarian, but she would skew towards not eating meat most of the time.
Gotcha. You find a what used to be a potato farm. You find an old greenhouse that has some things that have gone wild in them, like it's just been overcome by tomatoes.
Cool.
Nice.
So you make an excellent soup. So, as the night starts to get darker,
Could I actually ask? I wanted to ask Peppermint a question when she was blessing the deer. Can I ask my question now? Like, are we all sitting and eating?
yeah, you're all hanging around if you'd like to bring up anything.
Peppermint, when you do that, you were like, you know, moving a burning thing over the monster deer and praying, or or whatever, using your spell. Is there like a god that you follow or anything like that?
Not really. It
Where
didn't.
does your magic come from?
Well, I mean, my mother taught me, and she always told me it came from her great grandmother's homeland.
You're not from around here?
I mean, I grew up in Old Bones, but my great grandparents were not.
Oh, okay. So it's like a family thing. That's pretty cool. Your magic's like passed down.
To some of us, yes.
Huh. Huh. I learned everything I know from my mom. So that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Is your sister like you in that regard?
No. She didn't want to learn.
She didn't want to learn magic?
She's not the studying type. Not the type to sit still and
Still though, I mean, you can like, you think that I'd want to learn magic if I could. I can use magic stuff, but I don't know how to like, you know, call down lightning or, man, if I could keep meat preserved, that would be awesome. Heal people, that'd be great.
Well, it seems as though uh, she has other skills besides magic.
yes, mostly causing trouble, but she does have other skills, yes.
Were you looking for her?
No, she was supposed to be at home looking after our mother. It was part of a deal I made to get her and to a smaller extent myself out of trouble with someone powerful that she had pissed off.
Oh,
Will your mother be okay
yeah.
by herself?
More than likely, but the condition that I asked of her to stay and watch her was more to keep her out of trouble than for my mother's benefit.
I guess she caught on, huh?
Probably, yes.
Is whoever she pissed off, is that person still like gunning for her?
As long as I don't go back to Old Bones, no.
Well, isn't that your home?
It was, yes.
Is that where your mother is?
Yes.
Did you take the fall for her?
Yes, sort of. My skills were a little more valued by some of said person's enemies. So I agreed to stay away to absolve us both of any revenge.
But now you can't go home.
Yes.
Man, that sucks. Well, who is this person? Like, who's this person think they are? They drive you out of your own home. That's not right.
There are um, a lot of gangs and such in Old Bones. All of them are dangerous and not the sort of people you want to cross if you don't have a good plan of getting away with it.
Why is there like a lot of them?
Yeah, usually they recruit a lot of people to be in their gangs and
Now, that gang that you had run-ins with was called the Breakers.
Oh, jeez, God. Fuck.
And their symbol is a bone snapped in half.
Oh, good.
Is your mother safe from these sketchy individuals?
Thugs.
yes, my mother yeah, she's safe. They, at least most of the older ones, have a certain amount of respect for her that keeps her safe.
Well, I mean, didn't you ever want to go back home?
I mean, of course, but
Well, there's no like universal authoritative force here, right? Like my first instinct is, why don't you call the police? But the police are all gone because the world exploded.
Yeah, the police in Old Bones are super helpful for the Breakers.
Are there any guards or anything that can like get rid of these gangs? I mean, we had like adventurers and guards
Kid-
back in Lockhange. They weren't always great, but
Certain areas operate, but they have different structures of law, and I imagine I haven't been to Old Bones, but the more Peppermint's describing it, it's sort of reminding me of a little bit of Merktown, but has that whole certain people have certain areas that they're in charge of, and
okay,
you
it's a little
you
wilder.
don't cross them, and that sort of deal. Am I onto something, Peppermint?
yes, and there's also a lot of spies.
Ooh,
Coalition
Maybe.
in it was Quebec, right?
Yeah, it's right between Coalition and Free Quebec.
well, I don't know anything about those places, but what if we give this guy like a present or something? Is there like something we could give him that then he'll be like, okay, come on back, or is it that kind of situation, or is it just like does he just hate you very much?
I wouldn't say he hates me so much as he hates that my healing ability has been frequently used to patch up his competitors.
Oh, were you like in a different like gang or group or?
I wasn't in a group or a gang. I just was a healer in a town full of gangs.
Well, so you just helped everybody.
She's very good at resetting broken bones, and they really just...
Those fucking breakers,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, breakers.
Always for the femur. It's the worst one every time.
Yes.
But so you were just a healer who healed pretty much anybody who came to you?
It's a valuable skill in a town full of ruffians.
Well, this guy sounds like an asshole. I mean, you were just doing.
Yes,
what
now you're catching on.
Yeah, he sounds like a fucking dick. Well, I don't know. What if Rohan punches? Like, can we do that? Can Rohan just punch him in the face and call it a day? Like, Rohan seems to be able to rip people in half. Not that we should rip him in half, but maybe we could show up and be like, "Hey,
I mean,
look what we have,"
perhaps,
and then maybe.
perhaps in the future that is something we can consider. Though I do believe we have bigger concerns.
Yeah, no, I think it's unfair that you can't go home. I think that's wrong. That sucks. All because some asshole didn't like that you healed people. And
Well,
you're kind of like a
that and
doctor. That's what doctors do.
my sister tried to double cross him and steal a lot of money from him.
Oh, okay. There's
Oh,
so
well,
there's
now
more to the
Oh,
that
story.
there
now
it is.
that's so
Yeah.
convenient. I don't know how we could fix that, Peppermint.
Yeah, that's the hard part to fix. Then
That
that's
is
my exile was the deal for her safety, so
No, well, that's so she stole a lot of money from him.
she tried.
Oh, she
got
didn't even
caught.
succeed?
She got caught, and
How do
Yeah,
you
This
think?
guy, this guy's such an asshole. He didn't even lose any of his money. He's just mad. That's it.
yes,
That's the whole reason you can't ever go back home and see your mom.
yes.
I hate this guy. I say, and I throw a little piece of bone. I fucking hate this guy. What's this person's name?
Oh, I never thought of his name. Kevin, do you have something?
Sorry.
Oh my god. The first name I saw on my generator is Max Battle.
That works.
Yeah,
There we go.
that works.
Max Battle. That works.
Well, the more you describe these people, the scarier they sound. So I'm not a fan of that.
Peppermint, one thing you do remember is that a lot of the time, some of the Breaker's enemies would have mysterious accidents. And there was always rumors of a supernatural touch to the gang, even that far in. Like, Old Bones is in Frequebec. But there was rumors of them having magic connections of a dark and sinister nature. But nothing. You didn't see anything direct. But whenever when you had the final meeting with Max Battle, you could tell the place was filled with, like, I want to say bad vibes, negative energy.
Negative
Okay.
attitude.
Yeah,
And
there
there was
was
something sinister about that whole meeting.
yeah, there was always rumors that the Breakers also had some kind of magic or some kind of supernatural element on their side. But I never seen it myself, but it was a sinister place to be when I actually met Max Battle.
What, like dark magic or like demons or something?
Something I didn't. It was just more of a sense that I got from the place. Nothing that I actually seen or was able to confirm.
How do you think your sister got involved with all of this since she was just supposed to be sitting around watching your mom and hanging out?
I don't know, and I'm kind of afraid to ask. She has a tendency to be impulsive. She always has since we were a child, which is fun and a little charming when we were younger, and increasingly more annoying as we got older.
When there were actual
Huge.
like consequences.
Yes.
Do you
Dude.
trust her? Should we trust her?
I mean, I told her I was going to, but honestly, it's kind of hard to do that. I have a lot of reasons for that. And some of them are funnier stories now than they were at the time, but not. It's hard to trust her with something that seems so big, especially when we're not entirely sure if the people she's with are good or bad.
You should probably talk to her. Like, I mean, we have these little, whatever the hell these things are. Maybe you can contact. Maybe just like have a conversation with her. Just talk to her and see. Hey, how come you joined the weird murder cult? What's going on with that? How come you follow the guy who drowns people with magic? You know?
That will probably have to happen at some point.
Yeah. I don't know if you just. I don't. You know your sister better. That's how I would ask it.
So, kid, after you've had some time to process, you think they're a murder cult now? Because At first, you seemed
No,
very.
I don't think so. I think I was just sort of talking, but I mean, the leader did kill a guy by putting water inside of him, and that's a little strange. I mean, he could have just said, "Hey, you're kicked out of our cool, danger club." I don't know, but instead he filled his lungs with water, and I feel like that's a little excessive and a little extreme, and a little evil. But
He's,
everything they were saying, I mean, they're trying to take down this night night man, the night man.
Nightmare.
Night
yeah.
man. They're trying to kill the night
Oh.
monsters, and we also want to destroy these things. And I mean, every step they take closer towards these night lords or the hound lords brings me closer to finding Zarian. So, I mean, right now I see them as allies. I wouldn't consider them friends, but that's why I'm definitely traveling with you guys and not them. But like, I don't know. I mean, what
Well,
do you
they.
think? Should we destroy them the next time we see them? I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I mean, he said he drowned the man for being a traitor and having a dark heart.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the guy was working with the Night Lords and he was making an example of him. Um, again, I think it's a little much. He probably could have just like put him in a cell or something.
But then you have to feed them. You have to
That's
spend
not
resources.
hard. You can feed them. That's not a difficult thing to do.
Yeah,
I mean-
they were having dinner in the cave, so yeah, they could eat.
They could definitely feed him. He had the ability to put water in his lungs. He could have easily put food in his stomach, and that's my take on it.
God, that would have been so much worse.
Oh, it's like Monty
No.
Python, just
And that's a punishment. You can never taste the food. It's just always mashed up in your tummy immediately. You never get to taste another meal. That's bad punishment. That sucks. And you're always like a little bit too full, where you're like, and it sucks.
and you're always
Stink.
thirsty.
And then you're
all
always
the,
thirsty.
all,
And
the,
then,
all the food.
and then he can put water in his stomach too. There you go. Not so much that it like explodes or something, just enough to keep him alive. Like, with magic in the world this prevalent, I am shocked that there are people, can we solve that problem? Like, can't we just solve that problem where people don't have to starve and stuff? I feel like we can do it. Not me. I don't have that kind of magic, but I feel like it can be done.
Well, from what I know, I'm sure Peppermint is a much better person to talk about this, but it takes time and resources and energy to do magical things. With Rohan, it's a lot. So,
Yeah. Yes.
But just because it's difficult isn't an excuse to kill someone rather than work harder. I think that's wrong. Oh, it would be difficult to keep him alive, so we'll just kill him. I
So
mean,
you
the guy's trying to kill you. I get it. I've had to fight, and it sucks, and I don't like it. But if you
If he-
can
if-
spare
if he
somebody,
was- if he was a traitor, that means that it could have put them all in danger, and that's probably a reason.
that's why you keep him in jail. Keep him in a little box. Keep him in a little cell forever, or until you defeat the Night Lords, or
Okay.
try to turn him to your side. I don't know.
You see the world in a very interesting way, kid.
Okay.
I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do.
All right. Well, either way, I think after we're done this, we should go and tell that guy to fuck off and get you back home, because I think that's awful. I don't think that's fair or right at all.
If Peppermint wants us to.
Like, yeah, if you want. I don't know. I mean, you said you would like to go back. Would you like to go back home? Right? Do you want to see your mom? I don't know. Do you hate her? Is that a situation there that I don't know? I'm not going to assume that you want to go back home. You might not want to go near that place.
I mean, I would like to go back. Yes, I never actually left before being forced to, so it would be nice to be able to go back.
I know that feeling. You lived there your whole life?
Yeah. Till about 3 years ago.
I know what that's like. Well, then that's not fair, because I can go home if I want. You should be allowed to, too. I think that's wrong. Greeks can probably make his car just fly to the sun or something.
Well, so it's like so okay, so I'll make a to-do list, figure out the boxes.
To-do list.
Figure out the boxes, defeat night people,
Night
find
monsters.
Zarian, find Greeks away home,
Mhm.
get Peppermint home. Okay, so now we have a
Yeah, I mean,
to-do list.
Greeks can't go home, but I think it's more, he like physically can't, or scientifically and magically cannot find home. I feel like that's different than somebody making you not be able to come home.
Well,
I don't
Greeks, did you want to go home?
Yeah, eventually. But right now, can't right now.
Are you having a good
Yeah,
time
right.
here? Are you at least having a good time on this place?
Beach is having a great time.
Oh, that's good. I have some old motor oil in my car too, if you want some. But
Hey,
it's old. I don't know if that matters for you. It's after I changed my oil. It was older oil.
I mean, it's more
that makes it better.
It's
a lot of
vintage.
impurities.
Good year.
The impurities will be a worse hangover. Like a bathtub gin versus a whiskey.
Ah, yeah. Oh, you're welcome to it. Well, I'm gonna go to bed. Oh wait, I'm first watch. Never mind. I can't go to bed. I go sit on top of my truck. My bad, guys. I'll get it. I'll get used to it.
All right. So, Greeks has radar and several other scanning technologies in their. I was gonna say bike, but it's not really a bike. Their aquapod.
Yep.
Do you happen to know the range on that? Let me look up something real quick. But if you could look up on the range, that might come up.
50 miles?
60 miles, of course. But that's in clear areas. You are in a forest. You are in a dense forest that is mostly, trees. Okay. Nothing, huh? Well, that's fine. I guess they don't mind. Sorry, I'm just checking some things real quick to see how quickly you would notice things. Alright. So the night is starting, it's around 10ish at this point. It's been a coldish night, but everyone's doing okay temperature wise. No one's like freezing or anything. And the birds and trees and the crickets and the sounds of the forest are all pretty normal. Greeks, you get a ping if you set it to anything, like every now and then you get a ping from like a large beast moving around. And it's not until they're within like a mile of you that you start to see 7, or it looks to be 4, 4 things coming up on towards you.
Making it.
Kid, give me a perception. Just roll d20.
Okay. Dice roller, because I left my dice downstairs. I'll get them at the break. So I got a 9 at base.
Gotcha. You're still
And we don't-
awake. You're keeping decent watch, but you are merely a human. You don't have like telescopic night vision.
No, and it's dark, and there's no
It's-
lights anywhere because we're in the
Yeah.
woods, so I'm sure it's hard for me to see.
But Greeks, you notice before anyone else that you are quickly being. You see one of them headed kind of for you, and then the other 3 kind of break off. One faster than the others. And it's only like less than a minute before they kind of have you in a surrounding position, and they start to kind of move in on you. Slowly.
Yeah, waking everyone up.
I'm just sitting
There's,
on it. What's going on?
there's some beasts out there. They're trying to surround us. They're less than a mile out.
Oh. Well, should we leave? Should we leave? Or?
Yeah. We
I could follow.
I guess.
They won't be as fast as us.
Hopefully.
All
If we
right.
want to. Let's go.
What do you know what they are? Like, can you tell what they are from your?
Equipment.
They're just blips on the screen, right?
Yeah, radar, it doesn't give you like shapes to.
Can you tell how big they are? Like, or is it just that there are targets?
Well, they're big enough to trigger the radar, so meaning they're bigger than a deer, probably.
Hmm.
Let's see.
How many of them were there?
4 signals.
Oh, I mean, there's 4 of us.
Right, how tall are they? Of course, it doesn't tell me.
What should we do, fearless leader?
Let's say they're the size of a large car.
Oh, that's fucking big. Yeah, that's considerably bigger than a deer. What should we do, Frey? Should we stay and fight him, or do you think we can run away?
Is there Greeks, is there a clear way out? Like, do they have us blocked?
Not yet, on the looks of it.
Well, if we want to get in and go.
Okay, I'll start my truck.
Alright, you start up your truck, and the blips start moving incredibly fast on the radar.
Oh, now they're really closing in.
And your truck starts, and the lights come up, showing a snarling monster's maw and silver, like silver metallic face and mechanical neck and
Yeah.
enormous legs with fur on them. Not really a fur, but more like a kind of wiriness. And there is a black dome where eyes should be just a pitch black, maybe a little translucent dome. Sitting on top of it is what can only be described as an Amazonish warrior woman with a
Oh.
headdress. She's wearing what looks to be cybernetic armor, and is clutching a long pole with a large bulbous end that seems to be humming faintly. It is not pointed directly at the truck. that is planted in the ground. She has 2 large tentacles coming off of her head. And the monster snarls, and she makes a noise, and the monster hunches down, and she steps off of it.
Freya,
I
she
want
doesn't
to
go-
lean out the
7
window.
feet,
Yeah.
How
Freya,
tall
Freya
is she?
hasn't,
about
yeah,
7 feet.
Shit.
Freya hadn't probably gotten into her car yet, so she kind of doesn't. She closes the Kintan's door and hello.
Actually, she's about 7 feet 9.
Freya looks up a little. Hello.
She looks out, says something in a language none of you speak, and then goes, "Apologies. You have heard of Shimerian Nation, yes?
Yes.
You are in Shimerian Nation.
Apologies. We were on our way to Charleston. Would you like us to just leave?
What is your intent?"
We were just sleeping here, and then we were going to get up in the morning to continue our journey to Charleston, where we have heard someone needs help.
Charleston.
Yes, that is
There is a
what.
settlement in Charleston.
Yes.
Looking over at the truck. Slain the devil deer you have.
Yes. A couple of them. Yes.
Did you want some?
The meat is poor for your stomachs.
Yeah, we can't eat it. But we
Some
got like
fools
hoofs
try.
and stuff.
I'm sorry.
Some fools try.
We uh, we we have listened to wise words and have not eaten the meat. Would you like
No.
it? Okay. Yes. Apologies. Would you just like for us to leave? We can do that.
Your goal is south of here?
Yes. Charleston. Yes.
Seems to look up at the sky for a moment. You notice her very, like, chiseled warrior features. She is striking in the moonlight as she is standing in, like, the perfect spot between trees. Is- You may head to Charleston peaceably.
You would like us to leave now, or may we sleep here?
You are no threat to us. You may sleep here.
Thank you.
As this is happening, one of the other ones come up behind the camp, and it is another one of these women riding the giant metallic monster. She too is covered in cybernetic armor. She looks like basically like if Tyra Banks were an Amazon warrior, covered in cybernetics.
Awesome.
She smizes at you.
Good reference.
And nods at the other one and says, The leader says, looks down at the alien, the clearest DB, says, "Your type is unfamiliar.
This is Greeks. I am Freya. Sorry for I was stunned by your presence. I am Freya. This is Greeks. In the truck is Kid, and we have our lovely peppermint right here.
Would you like a drink?
No, don't.
Weeks will
No.
offer to Kate's
That's-
old motor oil.
Uh,
that's
his
that's motor
his
oil.
yes, his choice of drink is different.
We have
And-
no such need from you."
All right. Yes. Well, yeah, we'll just sleep here, and in the morning we'll just be on our way.
Greeks, roll a perception check.
Oh. 4.
Okay. The woman says, the woman doesn't say anything. She stands there for a moment, puts one hand on the beast, throws herself physically onto its back, slings the large pole with the bulbous end across her back as though it's a rifle, and says, "Travel safely, and then leave our lands."
Wait. The kid like gets his faculties after being stunned by the beauty, and gets out of the car and goes to the back of his truck and starts rummaging. He goes, "Wait, hold on," and he takes out a steel like mug. You know what I mean? Just like a steel like little like a coffee mug kind of, but made of
Yeah.
metal. And I want to walk over to that one and go, so from what I've learned people trade stuff for information. I have this. It's a very fine make, the best that I could do. And I'd like to know if in your travels and around here, have you seen these little, like, monster guys that are all covered in black, like, chitin armor? And also, have you seen a kobold sword or the man who wields it? And I offer the cup. I think this would look nice on a necklace around your mount's neck. I think that would be pretty cool. It says "World's Best Dad," though, and I don't know if maybe I don't know if it's a she or a he or whatever it is. If it's a father, that might work. If not, you can ignore what it says.
You place it on the ground.
I'm just gonna put it here.
She points to the ground. The mechanoids have been destroyed. They are no longer a threat.
You know what I'm talking about. They look
Black
as though,
robotic beings.
but they had no insides. It was almost as if they were poured from a mold.
Tell me more.
So these creatures, and I want to look to Freya.
They are black. Some of them fly. When you hit them, it's as though they don't bleed. They keep coming. And once you've gotten them down to a certain point, they just turn to ash. Ash is something. They just turn dust, finer than dust.
Are they
They just-
They are not vampires.
No, they are not vampires. They are not
We have
demons.
slain many vampires.
That's
No,
good.
they are not vampires at all. They are just these black monstrosities.
They've they've been attacking certain areas. They're looking for specific things, we think, but they're very dangerous, and they work for something that's even worse. And we're trying to stop it. So I was just wondering if any of you guys knew.
They are part of a larger threat.
Yeah, from
Yes.
what we've heard, yeah,
Yes.
huge.
Yeah.
And they are not the Zytikic.
Bugs? No, they're not bugs. They kind of look like they're not though. No. Freya, do the Zyticket bleed? Right? They're like organic
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah, they are, right? Yes.
It's
As
not
far as you know.
Yeah.
And you are headed towards Charleston?
Yes. We don't know if they're there or not, but we are looking for ways to defeat these creatures and the creature and those they work for.
I shall assist you.
Oh. Do you want another cup? And I go over to the back of
No.
the truck. Okay.
Do you want some devil eel saliva?
No.
Do you want some what? What did you say?
Devil eel
Saliva?
saliva.
How
Devil-
how
In the
how
mountains near Charleston, what used to be a town called Clay. These
Yes.
have been seen. Dangerous foes. Are you users of magic?
I am.
Some of us.
Does this help?
Yes, I think it should.
Thank you. And if you see these things, I would suggest taking out the limbs first, because I mean I just kept hitting it in the face and the chest. It just didn't care. You can eventually break them, but it's a lot faster to take out their legs and then their arms, probably. Did it keep moving? Did we ever cut off one of their heads? They kept moving, didn't they?
Not really.
Okay, so the head can take them out too, like zombie style.
Yeah.
But I remember like smashing in the chest. It just did not care.
Yeah, they don't have a pain threshold kind of thing.
Yeah, they go until their bodies stop. I like zombies. I like that. Metal zombies. That's awful.
The sounds of broken glass were heard near Charleston on a level unthought of. The cobalt sword is an uncommon description.
Yes. And the man who wields it is exceptionally skilled with it. He may have been traveling with a mage, a very beautiful woman, very, very powerful. But she would have been kind. He may not have been.
A moment passes. She once again looks up at the sky. Our sisters have once encountered a cobalt sword.
Really? Where? How long ago?
2 weeks ago near Charleston.
Charleston. Okay.
The meeting was unfortunate.
What happened?
That is not of your concern.
Did he hurt anybody?
All things die. All warriors must prepare themselves for this.
He killed some of your people?
Was the woman with him?
The woman is a mage of power?
Yes. Yes. And a very kind heart.
Further description would benefit.
A little heavy set. Her skin is very dark. Her hair even darker, but it is very poofy, and she keeps it in a tight, usually a sort of a tight knot that poofs out the back. It's very curly. She was always very, happy and loud, but I don't know how she would be now. Very outspoken, and she is not afraid to.
Glimpses of his compatriots show a female similar to that you describe. But they are incomplete.
What does that mean?
The survivors' information was not thorough.
Okay.
And our sister's information was difficult to sort.
Do you have any idea why he might have attacked you? Why there was a fight?
They are in Chimerian territory.
Oh, you were kicking him out of your territory. And he just kept going, I guess?
There was a mine. Few resources would be left in it.
But he wanted to get in there.
They would not leave. They are now left.
Did they get in that mine?
Unknown. Probably. Or, wouldn't say probably. Statistical likelihood is very high.
Freya, do you think they got a hold of another one? Well, another.
Thing?
And I
Oh.
try to make the shape of a box with my hands. Like, there could have been one in there. I mean, why else would they push that hard?
If they thought there was one in there. Possibly.
Did he attack Charleston at all, or he was just near Charleston and the fight happened at the mine, and that
The
was the
mine
only?
is within a day's travel of Charleston by foot. For you.
The mine is in your territory, correct?
Yes.
Could I go and investigate to see why he was there? I don't want anything from in there. I don't want to hurt any of your people. But I'm trying to find this man to stop him from hurting anybody else. And I really don't know how else to do it except for following his tracks.
You should do that.
Thank you.
She rides the thing over, reaches out with her long pole. At the end of it is like a little hook. She picks up the cup on the end of the hook.
She wants the cup.
And turns to start running away slowly. the giant monster's back legs slowly moving back and forth as she makes her way surprisingly quietly back into the darkness.
How close did they get? Was Greeks within 5 feet of them?
No,
At some
not.
point.
No,
Okay.
Greeks was not within 5 feet of any of these things. They
I'm gonna look up at the sky to see see what they were looking at.
you look up and you see, stars, dots of light. On other planets, there are satellites, some of which are just littered with satellites. This one, you've heard that there's space junk up there, but none of the satellites work. You see a little tiny, minuscule black dot kind of go across the moon.
Well, good call, kid.
One more thing to on our to-do list.
Did they say that we need to leave? Or
We
can
can
we
stay
stay there?
here. We can stay the night.
I'm gonna go to bed. He just, I don't know, climbs into his truck, I guess. And
Yeah.
just lays down
Kinda-
in the back.
I have to admit, I kind of feel safer knowing they're there.
Right? Oh my god.
Yeah, it means you're probably not gonna be ambushed by something weird.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, were we close to Mount Pleasant then?
Not too. You guys weren't too far from Mount Pleasant, which was where you fought the. Was it
No,
by
Mount Pleasant was dinner time.
Yeah, Mount
Was
Pleasant was dinner time. Cheat Lake was where you fought the things. This is closer to. Zoom out. What is? Oh, I keep moving the map has layers, so I keep moving the layers accidentally, rather than what I'm actually meaning to move. Closer to a place that used to be called Clarksburg. You're a little further along than that. You are near Roanoke.
Hey.
So, what's that like in the Rift's world?
Just
Right now,
Roanoke.
not much.
We don't go to Ravenholm.
Roanoke, West Virginia. You don't see anything carved into any trees.
All right. Well,
All right.
let's get some sleep.
Okay. So, in the morning, Greeks' thing does not track any more major targets, except for at one point it does track an enormous. It shows it as some kind of jetliner. But if you are all Greeks is awake enough to look up, and it's not a jetliner. It is some kind of scaled beast. It looks like an enormous dragon flew way high above, flying east.
Huh. I wonder if that one in Dwelmer woke up.
It is a different shade.
Oh. Can we tell what shade it is?
This one is kind of brownish. Give me a knowledge check of some sort.
For Freya, intelligence.
Maybe. Creatures of magic is.
She has none of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 57. My intelligence is 50.
It's not gonna.
Yeah, Freya
You're
doesn't
gonna be like,
know.
oh, that's the shape of a dragon from a distance.
Yeah, that's all she's gonna know. She doesn't know this nature stuff.
It seemed to be some kind of brownish-looking dragon from a distance, but unless
Uh,
someone has some kind of gear they want to apply, it's too far away to make out a great
I
shape.
don't understand dragons. I don't have anything. I don't think. Can my like visor see good?
Can it?
I don't
I don't think it
think
has
so.
X-ray. I don't think it has telescopic sight. It
I think
has
it does.
yeah, I think you can see up close very well.
Because that's more what it would be made for, is for like
Yeah.
microscopic sight, not telescopic. And I'm immune to blinding effects, which is, I gotta remember that. That's pretty cool.
All right. It's easy enough. You in the morning. There is at some point you do have to shoo away some kind of lizard that, as Peppermint is cooking something for breakfast, the lizard comes kind of out of a tree and is like hanging near Peppermint, just like calmly. But every now and then its little beak, it looks like a long kind of scaled lizard with a segmented lizard kind of with a beak and two legs and then a long body and then another two legs. Most of the body's still curled around a tree trunk, and every now and then it makes a little like
Please tip. Freya would probably be like,
as you start to get anywhere near it, it hisses, and as it hisses, a little bit of smoke emits from the side of its mouth.
or not.
And if anyone besides Peppermint tries to go near it, it will behave aggressively.
How big is it?
It's those people who have pet boa constrictors. About
Yes.
half of the length of one of those,
Okay.
but it also has legs and arms.
Huh.
Freya's just gonna be like, well, it likes you, Peppermint.
Little danger noodle.
Yes. Just a recommendation. Don't feed the wildlife.
Noted. Thank you. Noted.
Yes.
Is that your pet now?
I don't think so. No.
Huh.
I think it just wants the food.
Oh, okay. Well, we could give it a little bit.
We
Can we give it
shouldn't.
a little bit? Oh, okay.
Okay. We should, when it comes to
It's
things
pretty
like
cute,
this.
though.
Yeah. I think we should listen to Peppermint when it comes to, when we're in areas with trees and stuff.
That's
And
the
Freya
thing.
will actually say it like that, trees and stuff.
Cheeky stuff.
Listen to
I-
Pepper.
Yeah, I did not grow up in this type of environment.
Oh, this thing has kind of like a light purplish sheen to it along its scales. It is mostly like a tree-ish looking. Like it could blend into the tree, but when the light hits it right, it kind of has that, an effect when a car has the fancy paint. I forget what it's called.
Pearlescent.
Pearlescent, yeah. Perfect.
That's what its skin is like?
A little bit, yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. Huh.
So you wanted the devil eel meat, or like our food?
Your food.
All right, we ready to roll?
Yes.
Alright. Eventually, you
We're
pack
going straight to Charleston, right?
and head towards Charleston. The mine near Clay was right outside of Charleston and is on your way looking
Yeah,
at old
shoot.
maps.
Okay, yeah, so it makes more sense to go to Charleston first.
But I think it's also a good spot that we should take a break a little early.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. As the group packs up and heads out, we see the little. Everyone gets in their vehicles. The car engines start, and the car starts moving away. And as the camera zooms out, in the back of the truck, the little beast snacks on a tiny bit of the periton meat, and goes. "Caw."
This little
Oh,
creep.
no.
Oh, fair. Oh no.
All right.
Is it like Gremlins? Is it like?
Oh
I
no,
love it. I love it. I would like it to be my friend. I want it to be my friend.
Good luck. All right.
To be my friend.
All right. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we're going to take a 10-15 minute break. Get up, move around, be humans.
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy the light. Enjoy the art. We'll see you then. Hello, everybody. We are back.
All right, welcome back to Riff's Ballad of Fate. The group has spent some time in the forest, met some lovely Shimarians who were just so friendly, and have taken on a hitchhiker they don't know about in the form of a little beastie that is long. You got a long little beastie.
He's our friend.
Is he?
Is he?
Yeah.
Roop, roop.
Yes.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Cannot convince me.
All right. So, as you head towards what has been marked as clay, which you didn't know about before, but after looking into it, you found old maps with the. I want to say that Kid has a road atlas from 1996 in his truck.
Awesome.
So it's like 50 pages maps of America.
Nice.
Some of it is just now entirely wrong. But you spot where the little town of Clay used to be, and someone give me a nav check to see how quickly you get there in the morning, or if it takes all day.
There it is.
I didn't make it. 73.
Got a 10 under 44.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Greeks keeps confusing magnetic north with south because it's different elsewhere, and so so Freya guides them roughly the I'm thinking in Boy Scouts we did the all right, we need to move this many degrees in this direction for this long to get there. I forget what that's called. Orienteering. And you eventually come across it is a dense area. There used to be small windy roads here, but they are all gone. This is the kind of forest where you're moving extraordinarily slow as the group sees passing buildings where nature has just straight up reclaimed it. You come across what looks to be like a little area of like townhomes, which just are all just more like partial houses where the front has like fallen off, and then rooms full of various levels of trees. You don't see much in the way of people along your path. You do see signs of some larger beasts moving through. Peppermint would probably recognize that somewhere near here is a Brontosaurus path, which are a yearly migration of 50-foot tall dinosaurs or 100-foot tall dinosaurs. And just with big round feet that just leave the stompiest path. And if you are in their path, it is bad. But as they move south for the winter, things start regrowing in their wake pretty quickly. They like to travel along what used to be power lines, because you know how they cut power lines into forests? They cut power line routes. So a lot of the Brontosaurus paths used to be power line routes. As you come up to Clay, radar is pinging nothing. Things are mostly very quiet. You do see a little bit of smoke rising from deeper into what used to be the city.
Awfully quiet.
Like good smoke or bad smoke?
It's not like the forest is on fire, but it seems like an industrial smoke.
Oh, okay.
Odd.
Is this how this place is supposed to be?
Who are you asking?
I don't know, Freya, I guess.
Well, if there was a fight here, maybe they left.
Have any of you guys been here before?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, I guess we go take a closer look.
As you move in closer, you start to see the forest thins out a little, and a there is a clearing right up on the bank of a river. It's the river's slow. It's not a heavy river, but it kind of curves around the little bit of town that's left. You see a couple of houses that seem to have been cleared away from the forest and repaired. You see a bunch of a little bit of the remnants of streets which have been kind of uncovered, like someone came through and cut back the brush from the rubble of pavement. And you do see one small factory producing smoke.
Hmm.
There are a couple of people milling around that you can see. They are all armed.
Can we tell what kind of factory?
Trying to think how you would tell what kind of factory. It is not like a. All right. So I'm going to tell you what it is because I don't really know how to describe it. They seem to be producing glass. So you hear the sound of a big, like double the size of, like, take a dump truck from the road, double it in all dimensions. One of those filled with what appears to be sand from a quarry not far away, like very close by. And it comes and pours it into a basin right at the edge of the factory. You're not sure if this was the original purpose for this factory, but it's what it's doing now. As you all get...
Should this say, sounds of broken glass?
Yes. Can we see if there's been recent signs of a battle? Or we know it's been 2 weeks, but...
Not in the open here. You don't see any signs of a battle at the factory. You did say you remembered that they were at the mine. The signs of battle were at the mine. The mine seems to be not that far away.
Mm-hmm. It said about a day's travel, I think, right?
No, from where you are now, it's about a day's travel by foot to...
So
at derisively your speed by foot. To the town you were headed, Charlottesville? No.
Charleston.
Charleston. That's it. I should zoom out. Yeah.
Right,
so
ask around.
Sure, I don't know if you want to do that or if you just want to go straight to the mine or...
Well, what business did we have in Charleston?
The job.
Yeah.
Someone,
Okay.
I don't remember the exact thing.
Having issues with suspicious replacements.
Yeah, and we're supposed to talk to a Lance Cash.
Yeah.
Who's this job for?
The
conspiracy.
For the conspiracy?
Well, the conspiracy told you this job.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I want to go investigate that mine. But whatever you guys want to do. The mine's still there. It'll be there tomorrow. So whatever you guys want to do, we can do.
Let's do the mine first. Let's do the mine first. We're here.
Okay.
All right. Are you trying to stay hidden from the other people?
I think that'd be difficult to do.
I mean, it's a town, right?
It's more like a factory with a couple of houses.
It's like a protected factory. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're not. I don't think we're like zooming in. We're being polite about it, but we're not exactly hiding.
Gotcha.
Per se.
All right.
Fair.
All right. So as you go along towards the mine, uh, at some point, you do see a guy on a bike, like a hover bike, with a little flashing light on it, come into your visual. And you hear it on speaker. Please stop for a brief conversation.
It's a bike cop.
Okay. I stop. Freya stops.
I'll stop.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, I'll stop.
All right. As you do, stepping off the bike, wearing what looks to be jeans and an MDC long coat and an MDC cowboy hat.
Oh boy. Is this a bike, like a motorcycle, or a bicycle?
It is a hover bike,
Okay.
so it's more closer to a motorcycle. This one isn't fancy.
Okay.
He removes the visor part of his helmet. And underneath you see a white guy with a short, well, kind of a not a little bit of a beard, but it's not unkempt. It's like shaped, kind of pointy at the bottom. And his eyes are kind of trying to think what actor. So in the Umbrella Academy, the guy who plays their father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Like he has a very gaunt kind of face. He is not wearing glasses though. He does have kind of a scowl on. He says, "So, can I help you folks?"
We were investigating an incident that happened here about 2 weeks ago.
What of it?
Well, we're on the trail of the people who did it, and we were looking for evidence, something that could help us find them and stop them from doing anything else.
Well, they took their. When I got there wasn't much left behind. I did see some of them dragging the dead off with them.
Who?
They call themselves the Shamarians. I think they own the damn place.
Oh.
The ones that were fighting, were they these creatures that looked like they were wearing chitinous black armor? Is that who they were fighting?
Nah, didn't have no coalition. They weren't fighting coalition. I don't know what they were fighting. Didn't get a look.
Okay.
Do you know what was in the mine?
Well, we basically turned it into kind of a quarry. They took most of the steel out of it long ago. But, well, would he know? He wouldn't know. Yeah, most of the steel out of it long ago. Anyone with a science roll can make a metallurgy or science thing. To know, well, Kid would know this off the top of their head, or his head. That steel is not mined. Steel is made from iron and carbon.
So, and he said we took the steel out of it?
Yeah, but you're not sure if he just doesn't know how mines work, or...
Okay. I won't comment. I'll just keep that in my pocket.
Wasn't much, but they used it all up, and then we started turning the factory into other uses.
Do you know if perhaps somebody stored something there and that's what they were after?
I'd just store something in a mine, I guess. Seems like a bad place to keep a thing.
Did they dig or blast or anything?
There were explosions. It's what got me out of bed. Thought it was another one of them damn fool kids. found some kind of heavy damage weapon, playing with it out by the quarry.
Hmm.
But went to investigate, saw some of them shiny Sumerian women dragging their dead away.
I heard a lot of glass was broken.
Yeah, one of our supply trucks got shattered, got exploded. But, you know, what am I going to do? Send him a bill?
Right. Do you mind if we look inside the mine? The mine?
I mean, you want to look at a hole in the ground, you're more than welcome to. Just don't get in the way of the quarry.
No, we won't. So you did not see who came and fought the Sumerians?
Nope.
Was anybody in the mine at the time?
Not that I know of. Some of the quarrymen said they heard a blast. But they just ran out of there. It's not exactly a job you stick around for if things start exploding.
Can I eyeball this fella?
Yes, you can.
I would like to eyeball a fella, please, and I'd like it to be this fella.
Yeah, roll your percentile check on eyeball a fella.
Okay, let me see it. Eyeball a fella is 62. Oh God, I just did something to my whole sheet.
Jesus Christ. Let me.
Oh no, I switched. I'm sorry, I switched what sheet I was looking at. I clicked on OOC, whatever, skills.
Okay.
Freaked myself out there for a second. Ooh, I got a 22 on a 62.
All right. So this guy is. It gives you just basically his demeanor and something about him. This guy thinks he's kind of like in charge. He doesn't have a sheriff's badge.
Gotcha, but he wants to be the sheriff.
He's basically town protector-ish.
Okay.
This guy is trying to like. The clothes are a little loose on him. Like,
Okay.
he's wearing some old clothing. So, like, maybe he lost a lot of weight recently. Or some weight recently. And he's trying to, like... He doesn't want you to, like, bother people. He's worried about you and a little scared.
Scared?
Yeah. You're rolling to town with Greeks'
Gotcha.
Titan jet pod, you covered with magic gear. They know you're not merchants. There's probably things he's not telling you, but he kind of wants you to just leave.
Sir, yeah, my name is Kid, by the way, Kroga Help Kid. You can just call me Kid. But if we go to the mine, and we investigate it, how do I want to say this? If we go to the mine and investigate it, we're not going to be bringing anybody else. It's really just us. But if we don't find anything, and if there's nothing there to help, is there anything that you can remember that can lead us on the right track to try to find these people and make sure that they don't attack anybody else? Anything else that you can remember?
Well, from what I know, they're real hard to track, but
that's why we need as much help as we can get.
I saw him dragging them off towards the east.
You saw the Sumerians?
Yeah.
Dragging their dead off towards the east?
Yeah.
But you didn't get any word about the other targets, the people that attacked the Sumerians.
I mean, I told you. Not really.
Right, yeah.
Only really saw the aftermath of it.
Okay. No big tracks or anything? Torn down trees or things like that in a certain direction aside from the Sumerians?
There's some scorch marks around the mine.
Okay. That
Good
might
luck
help.
with that.
Thanks.
Did anyone recently in the past couple weeks pass through town who didn't want to stop and talk to you?
Listen, besides the locals, we ain't had much of a way out here, people, in a long time.
Well, I think we're good. I'm sure this guy needs to get back to work, and we should go take a look at that mine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
for your help, sir.
Okay, so as we leave,
Yeah.
that's what I want to say. Basically, tell them what you told me. So that guy definitely wanted us to leave. I don't think he was telling us everything. And is it just me, or did those clothes not fit him?
Maybe there's not a clothing store nearby and he's wearing what he can.
I mean, yeah,
I
but
know.
aren't we sent here because of weird replacements? Right? Wasn't that why we were sent here? Because of last minute replacements that seemed odd, and I don't
That's
know.
more in Charleston.
That's Charleston.
That's more in Charleston.
Are we not in Charleston? Where am I?
You're very near Charleston.
We're near Charleston.
Never
Big
mind.
walk.
Never
Meaning
mind.
probably about 8 miles.
Oh,
No, not
this
8 miles, but
factory and
15
the mine
miles.
are the same area.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
The factory and the mine are less than a mile away from each other.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. Then never mind. I think that guy just doesn't like us, and he's scared of us. I think he's just weirded out because we're different. So let's just leave him to his weird work and go check out the mine.
You see a truck drive down a. You see one of the large, basically a tractor trailer, rumble down the road, kind of the route you came.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
hit that truck and steal all of its glass. Of its valuable glass. No, I don't want to do that. Let's just go.
Okay.
No.
We go to the mine. Yeah.
Who are they even selling it to? Is it like mega damage glass? Otherwise, it's useless. Who are they selling the glass to?
People need windows
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
and mirrors.
We're gonna get to Charlottesville and it's gonna have like entire domes of glass. We're gonna be like, that makes sense. There's a big demand for it. All right, let's go to the mine.
All right.
Up to.
You go to the mine.
We did come from the east, right?
Yes, so kind of south, and then you traveled east.
But the Sumerians
As
got
it leaves.
there after the fight was over, and that's why they were dragging their dead away. But they didn't have interaction with the monsters, right? It was their first team had an interaction. Their first team got wiped, and then they came and cleaned it up.
Sounds reasonable.
Is that
Or their first team dragged most of it away.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, whoever survived the first team. Yeah.
As you get to the mine, it's easy enough. You gotta kind of go around one of those big sand trucks coming out. This looks like the second sand truck of the day by the time you get there. And you make your way down to the old mining area. You see signs on fences that have mostly rotted away, but the sign has been replaced that says, caution, abandoned mine.
Okay.
That looks hand-painted. Yeah. On the back, and as you go past, you turn around and you see it's an old highway sign they painted on the other side of. The area in front of the mine has a lot of what look to be localized explosions happened. There are large patches of grass and some dirt. Generally in about you see a couple, two of them that are in nearly perfect 10-foot radius areas that clearly everything in that was atomized. You see trees that have been blasted in half by what looks to be a couple of missed shots coming aimed like just beyond the mine entrance, as though whoever was doing that shooting was shooting towards the mine.
So, shooting towards the mine?
Yeah, like they were shooting at whatever was coming out of the mine.
Oh, okay.
Wait. We don't. These things travel oddly.
Hmm.
What if they were just coming out of the mine?
Well, if they were, well, how did they get around? I thought they just ran.
No. They can. Like Yolanda took me through a mirror.
There's
Oh,
glass everywhere. There's glass
there's
everywhere.
that.
They heard broken
Yes.
glass. There's glass all over the place. Didn't she have wiggly glass arms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think? Do you think she was here?
No, not her. She told me that some of us can do that with even if we don't have the glassy arms. I can't do it. But
Can't do it.
if they had, or maybe there's like a week, I don't know. I've heard around Merktown that there's like fade towns and like spaces where it's soft between different planes of existence. So I'm wondering if the Sumerians were shooting at the mine, then perhaps they were just coming out of it. I mean, when we go inside, I just would like to keep that as a possibility that perhaps.
Yeah. No,
Greeks,
that's
give me another d20 roll. Roll d20.
Alrighty. 14.
All right. That is good enough to find something. From what you had heard of Sumerians, no one has their technology. Like, no one has a lost Sumerian rifle, because when they die, it tends to explode. Whatever, like, isn't clearly getting carted away tends to explode. Hence you're guessing now, thinking back on that those 10-foot exact circles were probably where a downed Sumerian destructed. But you find a piece of one of their rifles about this big, and it is broken, and as you touch it, you kind of get a weird feeling. You get the feeling like it is primed to explode, but it didn't trigger. Like it's like if you set you made the call on the timer to trigger the bomb, except the other phone never picked up.
Okay.
And as you pick up this end as you're remembering back, the back end of a Sumerian rifle, you can tell that that's just an E-clip in there. This is a very fancy housing for an E-clip.
Is the E-clip intact?
It is, in fact.
Oh yeah, I'll take it out.
All right. Do you have a recognized weapons quality?
Nope.
Okay. This is something that kid wouldn't know of those kind of weapons. This is a more modern technological weapon that's kind of at a kid's wheelhouse. It has a standard E-clip in it. The E-clip has no serial markings, and does appear to be cleanly manufactured of the same material that their staves are. So the Shimerians have the capability of producing eclipse.
And is this eclipse like, is it usable in
Yeah.
any weapon that uses
Any weapon, you could put it in your any weapon that takes a standard size eclipse, you could put it into. The CS started modding their eclipse so that they couldn't be used on enemy guns. But really, you just break a piece off. This does not have that. This is like the blank VCR tape of Eclipse. Or the blank CD-ROM of Eclipse. It can be used for pretty much anything that takes an Eclipse. Though, give me a percentile roll with your techno, what is it called? The psychic skill with 88%? Your
Oh, yeah, telemechanics.
mechanics, that's it.
38.
Okay. You managed to hold it for long enough before the explosive goes off that the explosive probably won't go off now. You figured out what went wrong with the explosive, which looks like it was supposed to trigger the self-destruct on the Eclipse and the whole housing. But it didn't explode? Are you familiar with explosives at all? Don't know that you are.
No, I have.
That was a thing that Riley told you that he was pretty good with, was explosives.
I mean, I have all the chemistries, but not the explosives.
All right, so the chemistries will tell you something different than what an explosives would. The chemistries will tell you that this is a very powerful, very concentrated kind of bomb that inflicts a massive amount of damage in basically a shaped area. It's not looking to take out everything around it. It's looking to take out every exact last bit of the thing you're holding.
Right.
And looking at it, the fact that it didn't go off is a 1 in a million chance. Like, that kind of smooth manufacturing seems to be... It's not perfect, so there will be some defects. But the explosive charge in there is kind of built into it, and trying to remove the explosive charge would destroy the thing. And wouldn't be too useful for much else. It is a chemical explosive that triggers a mega damage, basically atomization.
So would it be possible to add a timer to it or something?
I mean, it would explode about this big. It would be like a little 1 foot explosion. You could rig up a timer to it. Yeah, you don't have bomb making, but you do have all the mechanical skills to rig up a clock to a trigger.
Can you like read it like with your mind stuff and like see what happened?
Yeah, that. Greeks are just about to do that too.
Oh, nice.
All right.
I have to read on this piece of rifle.
Does Greeks put up his sunglasses and stare intently at it, or does he just like pick it up?
So pick it up.
Or does Greek? Well, Greeks was holding it. Does Greeks pick up their glasses like this and then stare at it, or just keep them shaded? Okay. Greeks' eyes focus in and then focus out in kind of the way that people who have just had the drugs hit. What was your roll?
70.
I think that gets you something. Not that. Oh my god, what was the name of this power again? Object read. Speed reading 6 times. Object read. Do. 70 doesn't get you much, just gets you general impressions. Robotic impressions, you get robotic impressions. You get a factory. You get old impressions, you get just like no, like you are the first living soul to touch this weapon.
Hmm.
The blankness of it is in a way notable. But you don't get much more. Freya, do you have something crime scene related?
Yes, I can. I could clean a si- I can clean. I can sanitize a crime scene.
Do you have any forensic skills?
Um, I can detect concealment. Um, under let's see.
All right. Give me a roll on that detect concealment.
That is it's a 40 and I have a 35.
All right. You can tell that some of the bushes around here were trampled, but you can just imagine that was those big monster Rex-looking things that the Shmarians ride, coming out of like maybe a hiding spot underneath some brush. But it looks like there was a legit battle here with explosions. Greeks, the part of the rifle on top is cleanly sliced. There's clearly a blade cut through it, and it's a mega. It had to have been some kind of mega damage blade.
Greeks will show this the kid. Hey, look! See, this thing has been cut. Recognize what
Could
type
I
of weapon it is?
could I tell like could I tell anything from the cut? Like would I have seen like is it fucking clean?
It is a clean cut, the kind of thing a magic blade does.
Hot knife butter.
Yeah, and that being an MDC material, this wasn't like the two things clashed and held against each other. This is just cleanly sliced through. You don't see any hesitation blade marks or.
I mean, from what I can tell, cut clean through easily. It's something that Zarian's capable of, and it's certainly something that his sword is capable of.
Do you mind if I hold it? Um, I, I don't know. Like Freya doesn't know what all Rohan can do because she remembers that Rohan had like a little reaction when they heard the darkness.
Yeah.
So if Freya not so much transforms into Rohan, but sort of like wakes them up
Gotcha.
in a way, you know.
You're not fully embracing the change, but you're allowing your mind to
Like connect.
In a way. You kind of have dissociated the two.
Right.
This is you opening the door that you have placed between them. So as you're looking at it, you don't get a feeling of darkness from this. This metal object doesn't seem to have any significance to Rohan, as much as it is a type of weapon that Rohan finds unnecessary.
Correct.
But you don't get, unless you've got some kind of power that you want to bring into play. You're not getting any resonance from it. And this is all just at the mouth of the cave. You haven't even gone in.
Freya gives it back, and Freya is like, I want to go in. And yeah, so she wants to take them in
All right.
to the cave.
As you go in, you see an old abandoned mine. There are what used to be lights hooked up to what you assume used to be an electric battery. You see the stereotypical cart and pickaxe, half rusted away, leaning against the wall. Old bags of, would they have bags? Yeah, just a lot of sifting materials, a lot of just clutter at the mouth of the mine. And then as you go further in, the walls become smoother and less worked until you get to what used to be an elevator shaft. There is no elevator. It is about 8 feet around. It looks like you could put a minecart and maybe a person in there, but not like both at once.
So is there like a rope going down?
No,
A ladder? It's just a hole.
it is just a hole.
How do they get things in and out of here?
Is this part of the mine used anymore?
No, this entire area has been kind of abandoned.
Okay. No,
The quarry's like eventually the quarry will start triggering explosions in this place and taking out whatever they can. But
Do we see signs of things crawling out of the hole?
all right, so you lean down. Do you have a light source? I'm assuming
Yeah.
because it is. You are now fully underground. There is no light except for what you provide.
Yeah, if we don't and we need better light, I can always cast Globe of Daylight.
Oh, that'd be good.
You cast Globe of Daylight. The little orb floats over the edge of the ridge, and you do see what appears to be a series of small bumps coming up the side of the wall, about 4 feet apart, 3 feet apart. Yeah. So you can imagine things with claws climbing up that wall.
They climbed out.
What is down there? Very curious.
I mean,
It's
we got to see where they came from, I guess.
it's getting colder. Not unnaturally so, but like you are in a cave. You are maybe 200 feet underground.
Hmm.
And the silence is all you hear.
I can go down there with my magnet boots.
Is it big enough for Rohan to go down?
Rohan couldn't fly down there comfortably. Rohan's wingspan is too wide. Rohan could drop down, but you can't see what's at the bottom right now. It looks to go down at least 100 feet, maybe two.
Could Rohan climb down? Could I don't know if we have that long of a rope.
Rohan could climb down.
Greek says 200 feet of rope.
Yeah. Greeks
Also a pocket laser distancer. So let me
All right, you whip out the laser
Check on-
distancer. The hole,
check how deep the hole is.
the hole goes down approximately 300 feet. But you do see it looks like there are several stops. Your laser distancer, as you're sweeping it up the wall, shows that there are several areas where there's two, like, different floors where the elevator would have stopped. So there's at least two different floors. You think there's one at 200 feet and one at 300.
Well, I know Rohan can climb down.
300 feet might be for a lot for the rest of us to climb.
I think
Anyone else have rope?
is Greek small enough that they could like hitch a ride on Rohan?
I'd say yes. Rohan is a slab of beef,
Yes.
but
Greeks is only 4 feet tall.
yeah, Greeks is 4 feet tall and thin,
Yeah.
svelte, not svelte, slight.
I can walk up and down walls and stuff, but I'm kind of slow. Oh no, is spider climb make me slower?
I think we determined you move at like half speed,
Half speed, and then
which isn't bad. It's like
then I can fly at one third of my speed, but it's very weird and clumsy with my boots. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna just go
Rohan,
on the wall.
all right.
Greeks can probably get on my back because Greeks, you're small, right?
Kid is
Yeah.
human strong.
Yeah. So Greeks, if you get on my back, I can probably carry you down there. It's kind of like carrying a kid on your back.
is Peppermint? Can Rohan take Peppermint?
Yeah, probably. I don't see why not. Rohan can,
Feet isn't that far, really.
but Peppermint will have to hang on Rohan.
Okay.
How many
And I
feet
can
is it?
mentally move the globe of daylight with me as we.
Yeah.
Football field.
Okay.
This is basically one football field straight down.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's-
football field is 360 feet long.
Yep.
So it's like walking not even a whole football field. You can do that with
Yeah.
somebody on your back. Like a kid,
Yeah.
especially. You can do that.
Yeah, your strength is what, 20 something?
Mine?
Your PS, physical strength?
Boo-doo-doo-doo.
Kid, it should be enough. So you all make your way slowly.
It's 24.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're good.
You
The
strong.
only sound is the four of you.
Ooh.
It is pitch black. You see where lights used to be placed. You get to the bottom, and you see it is a worked mine for about 20 feet. At which point you see it just turns into like a natural cave opening. Down here, it's cold. If not for the globe of daylight, there would be none.
I light my hammer.
There is nothing here. This is an area of darkness.
And how does Rohan feel?
Rohan feels tense. Not chomping at the bit. Not aggressive. But Rohan is alert. You feel like your theory that this might be a place that is symbolically thinner. It's kind of like if you wanted to picture a place of the dark would come through. This seems like one of them. As you are all moving, you eventually come. You see footprints. In the dust. You see a number of clawed footprints. You see what to be old boot footprints.
What about the walls? Do the walls have claw marks on them?
The walls do have claw marks on them, headed up the shaft.
So they definitely came from here.
And Rohan just nods.
Huh. I grip my hammer a little tighter. Like, fuck.
As you all move forwards, you come to. It would be nearly impossible to see, if not for the light moving slightly. You think if the light was static, you might just accidentally walk into it. But you see water that is so perfectly still in front of you, reflecting back at you. the surface of this water is unmoving. It
Like-
is
like a
stagnant water. There's nothing growing in it, but you can see your image reflected in it as you get closer.
Does Rohan actually like not like it?
It's not. It is a creepy area, but it isn't physically affecting Rohan or revolting. It is. Everyone can feel the emptiness here. You had found a perfect mirror surface in the bottom of this mine shaft.
I want to cast Sense Evil.
Let's look at what that does.
It's it's on page 92.
Of the book I don't have next to me. I hate how they do that. Do I need? Oh wait, no, I thought I had one of those. I could have sworn I owned a book of magic, but I don't know where it is at the moment.
I'm looking at the book of magic, I believe.
Well,
So, will it indicate approximately how many supernatural presences are within 90 feet? Supernatural evil presences. I can also register the intensity of evil and pinpoint the general location of the source to a particular room, possessed object, or person, or an approximate distance near and far.
okay. So here's the thing. There is no evil currently here. There is nothing here. You don't get, when you use sense evil, you don't get the acrid, oily feeling that you get when you see something evil. Like if you're looking over a crowd of people, you're like, oh, there's the vampire. And what you get more like is someone microwaved fish yesterday. Like, you know something bad happened here. Like someone microwaved fish. But there is no active emanations of evil. That's, well, okay. Maybe you're starting to get a little more. And as you spend another moment, you start to feel like this water is not good. It's not like the water is evil, but it's like some shit happened down here. Some bad things.
Stay away from the water. I'm sensing not a current evil presence, but something's not right.
Should I throw a rock into it?
Rohan was going to put a hand on Kid, like if they notice Kid's going to do something to the water, and just look at Kid and just shake their head.
Well, I mean, we can't just leave it down here. What if more come out? What is the walls around us?
The walls
Yeah.
around you are stone. They are sandstone.
And this is ceiling.
I know that's not how any of sand works, but whatever.
It's okay. This is it's ceilinged in here, right?
Yes, there is a close ceiling in here. It's only about an 10-foot ceiling.
Did we come from the only entrance and exit of this chamber?
That you can see. The pool in front of you goes on for a bit, but does seem to be solid at the back.
Okay. I want to walk around.
You
and try to
can't.
find it.
The water goes right up to the edge of the walls. Oh, you can because you can walk on the wall.
Hey.
Hey, I want to do that with
Okay.
and light away with my hammer.
Hammer.
I'm not going to try to touch that water, Rohan. I just want to see where it ends.
You
So
walk around the wall. It goes about 100 feet further into darkness, and then there's the back wall of it.
Okay. I want to walk all the way back, circling around the other way.
Give me a d20 roll real quick.
Why?
Why? Why?
Why? Let me walk around the spooky chamber. 14?
All right, so you know how when you're at a window and you can see your reflection
Yeah.
when it's dark out?
Yeah.
That's basically what's happening here. But at
Okay.
some point, the light from the globe of daylight hits it just right so that you can see through the water
Somebody else looking back. You can see
the
through the window.
skeletons. You see the skeletons in the water. Unmoving, stripped of any flesh, just dead, unmoving skeletons.
How many?
You see about 20 in the small patch you can see.
But it looks like there may be more.
If they're here, they're probably covering the entire bottom.
I want to walk back slowly. I don't want to look in the water. There are people in there. They're dead, but there's a lot of dead people in that lake. At the bottom of it, you know, like skeletons.
They are.
Yeah. So, here's the thing, Rohan. Is there anything that you think that you need this for? This pool? Because this place sucks. And my vote is we dump this whole fucking place down on top of it. Fuck this pool, fuck the creatures that climbed out of it, and fuck the fact that it's covered in skeletons at the bottom. Because I feel like leaving this thing here is like leaving an open door for these things. Or a summoning thing. Or a sacrifice pool. I don't know what this is. But I don't have any magic, and I can tell this place sucks, and it's evil. So I say we look around, any clues that we can find, and then we drop the ceiling on this fucking thing. I can do it. I know the right places to hit, I would assume, Kevin. I can cause a cave-in if I want. I have a bad hammer that can... Okay. I can
With
hit all
your
right...
skills, you can. It will take a little bit to set up and would probably require...
Han's assistance and...
Yes, definitely some assistance in setting up things so that you aren't in it when it collapses.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part. Anyone can collapse it. Not being in it while it collapses is the real problem. It takes a little time. As far as clues go,
Yeah. That's the important part. I want to make sure we don't miss any clues.
You see the claw marks of several different beings. Some of the claw marks are wider than others, but they are fewer. You do see boot prints.
I was actually going to ask if I could check those boot prints before. And do I recognize them?
It's not the rarest boot, but the tread is similar to like the kind of boot Zarian used to wear.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen probably a lot of his equipment a lot, like maybe to help him repair some of it or whatever, inspect it.
Is there any writing or symbols or markings on the walls?
There is not. This is a place of emptiness. You see a place where there should have been like a mine, like some kind of mine thing that has been like sanded down smooth. Like there should have been a sign that's like up ahead cistern or whatever. But it looks like that was removed and disappeared kind of. You find a spot where you should see something is nothing.
What does Greeks see with their multi-optics band when they look into the pool?
The water is cold. If there are skeletons down there, you hit on the UV. The water's pretty much clear, and like nothing is growing down here, which is in its own way like water when it sits might get mold, but there's not even very good air movement down here. So it's pretty much clear water to a UV. And the entire thing is just bodies.
There's a lot of bodies down there.
Can you tell how old they are? I mean,
Let's see.
let's not reach it there, but without reaching in there and pulling one out, can we tell?
Yeah.
Like,
Could I?
put it around the same. I would
They
assume
all
around
seem
the
to
same.
be of adult heights.
Okay.
And the thing is, bodies in something like this, if they, it would be weird if they had just like somewhat mummified. There'd be more to them, but the fact that they're just skeletons means something strange happened to them.
Well, their goo fell off.
Is it a mix of female and male skeletons?
Roll some kind of medical, first aid, anything, because if looking at a skeleton, I wouldn't know.
I'm just rolling on my IQ 22,
22. Your IQ is what? 21.
28.
Oh, okay, so you're good. So I will give you something here. It does seem like they are both male and female. And I would say whatever's down here has probably been down here a while. Like, you're thinking nothing from the last, this is a place that's very nature is being undisturbed. So if someone came down here and did all kinds of crazy shit, they would lose the quality of undisturbedness. That is what makes it valuable as a thinner place.
Right.
Okay.
Dinner.
All right.
Then are we in agreement that we should? I vote cave in this place. Does anybody else vote cave in this place, or is there something that you guys think that we can use this for? I just don't see how we could. This place looks evil as fuck.
And if there are no more clues to gather, then yeah. Blow it up.
Rohan, is there anything that you or your friend can do here?
No.
Do you think that we should cave this place in and bury this thing under a couple tons of rock?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Peppermint, you're okay with destroying the skeleton pool?
Yes. Yes.
Skeletons? Okay, cool. Good. All right, then we're all in agreement.
All right,
Let's destroy
Rohan.
all place.
Rohan, you know that this place is thin. And you saw someone, and you were pulled through a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
This has never been a thing you could do. Have you tried since?
No.
Rohan gets the impression that were they to attempt it, it would be easier here. Does Rohan want to attempt it?
Oh, bro.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Could they bring us?
Ron says, wait, wait, and goes over and looks.
Mm-hmm. A perfect reflection of Rohan stares back.
He reaches his hand, but he doesn't touch the water.
The figure in the water does the same exact thing.
Peppermint, tell
Barely,
him to...
barely touches the water.
The water doesn't ripple as Rohan's hand moves into it.
You're gonna go through it.
There is resistance. It is mental resistance. Are you willing to spend PPE? Yes or no
Yes.
are the only acceptable answers.
Yes.
At this sudden instigation of your mental will, of your potential psychic energy, you burn 100 PPE.
Oof!
oh,
A lot of juice.
Good thing I have 199.
Yeah.
Wait, that means you don't have enough to get back.
Today.
Oh no!
But Rohan is not fully through. Rohan can enter the Nightlands. Anyone touching Rohan may come to the Nightlands, but I believe it costs extra PPE.
for Rohan or do we have each person?
For Rohan, but you can... Actually, Rohan cannot accept PPE from others. Rohan is not a wizard or mage.
I mean, are we ready for that? That seems like endgame territory. That seems like we're gonna go fight Ganondorf fucking right now with a branch. I don't know about this shit, man.
We don't have the Master Sword forged yet.
I don't have that Master Sword, but
We haven't found the silver arrows either.
For Rohan, I am changing the rules in this. I am changing the rules in this world how Mirror Walk works. But here is easiest and cost a lot. But with the cost spent, another 25 would be able to bring 3 people of approximately those sizes through.
Rohan reaches out her hand.
I grab it. Not even thinking. Because either you need help or you need help one way or another. I got you. It must be sucking him in. Grab me.
Greeks will grab kids.
The skeletons probably got him. We gotta help him. Peppermint.
Peppermint will grab Greeks' hand.
Peppermint, it smells like someone just poked a hole in a bag that someone was microwaving fish in.
Ew.
The evil's squeaking out. We got you, Rohan. We got you.
Where do we end up?
Do you all go through?
I guess.
Rohan, do you
Yeah.
take them through?
Fuck.
Is there any way for Rohan to look and go, answer?
All right, Rohan puts their head through and sees a room shaped exactly like the cistern. The walls, though, are concrete. At the end of an open hallway is a set of stairs that spiral upwards and an elevator. Do you continue through? In this hallway, you also see lights. They are industrial quality lights of generic design, the thing you might see in a burnt out office building, but they are the barest minimum of them. You also see, up on the ceiling, an enormous spotlight that is not on. There's a panel with switches that look like you could turn things on and off. No doors in this hallway, set of stairs and an elevator. You are halfway through.
And there's no way for them to like. So Rohan's just going to not like grab, but like tug, and it's going to be up to them whether they follow. So Rohan's kind of just
The pull. Rohan gently pulls, kid.
I.
Are
Do
you
want-
following?
Ah, fuck yes. Okay, I get. If Rohan is going that way, then yes, I guess we'll go that way. God, I don't want to go into the skeleton water, but I guess we're going into the skeleton water.
Cast it
As you
together.
are, here's the thing: as you are going into the skeleton water down, you are coming out up.
Just yelling the whole time. Does the water get in my mouth if I'm yelling?
No,
It's even worse. That's so much
Greek.
scarier. Why?
Do you go?
Yeah.
Peppermint.
Remember, this is some evil shit. This is some
Yep.
evil shit.
Yes, Peppermint goes.
Do you cancel your spell first?
Yes.
Okay, call.
Stink like fish on the other side.
It's
Everything's
just like living in a marina.
evil.
You all come up in this hallway. None of you are wet. None of you are soaked. Behind you is a pool of perfectly placid water. This hallway, you see some wires to a battery-powered generator. You see switches that look like they operate the spotlight and the hallway lights, as though you could hit the hallway lights to make this hallway completely dark and then hit the spotlight to turn on a mirror effect. And then ahead of you, you see an elevator shaft and a set of stairs.
Are the lights on?
The lights down here are on, but it looks like a building when it's in emergency power mode.
So it's like reddish light.
No, they're not reddish lights, they're just dim. Like
Dim.
like if you were to make this a modern office, like there'd be 3 times as many of them. But it's like at night when they shut off the lights, but there's still like the emergency lights every 5th light or something.
Yeah.
Is the smell gone?
The smell was metaphorical.
But is it metaphorically gone?
She canceled the spell before being overwhelmed by it, yes. But one can imagine.
Well, this doesn't seem so bad, huh? It looks like looks like there's some civilization here at least. There's some lights.
Yeah.
Should we turn them on? Should we flip these switches? What do these switches do? Greeks, should we turn on these lights?
What does Rohan
Oh,
feel?
not yet.
Rohan feels tense. Tension and purpose?
Ooh. Cool.
What does the control panel look like? Is it the
control-
design of the? I mean, what kind of design is it? Is it like
It is the peak of 1980s aesthetic design.
Whoa.
It is big round buttons. It is a lever up and down. It is not like because you can things that were designed after Apple and things that were designed before, like the iMac.
Mhm.
This is definitely like
Just
it looks like a
IBM.
control panel you'd see in War Games, the movie.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. There isn't any computers hooked up to this area though.
But is this just a control panel to control the lights?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to do anything else. There is a little button on the elevator, though the button has no light as you look around. It's a long hallway, but if you look down it, you can see there's a little button where the elevator is. There's also a set of stairs.
Are there any other doors, like any other rooms?
Literally no other doors in this hallway. Things are absolutely quiet.
Rohan, any
Stairs?
idea where we
Stairs
are?
or elevator?
Yeah, I guess.
Stairs.
I think the stairs. Yeah, I don't think I'd trust the elevator.
All right. As you look up the stairs, you see they just keep going.
Well,
It is
fuck.
your standard floor in an office building is what, 15, 20 feet?
Yeah.
So we'll say this is 20 floors down. You are at the bottom of a 20-floor stairwell. There does seem to be another door up a couple of levels.
What do you guys think?
At least check out one floor above it. I mean,
Okay, yeah, okay.
All right.
All right.
As
check out
you move through carefully and quietly, being stealthy. You're being extra cautious because you're paranoid and freaked out. You see an empty hallway with a locked door and a number of offices, number of office doors without labels. You see papers scattered on the ground. You see a number of just like things that looks like an office was hastily emptied.
what language is the that's on the paper?
American English.
Huh.
The papers seem to be stamped with things like top confidential, eyes only, clearance magic. Which is actually a level of clearance. They seem to be related to some kind of. You see the word nuclear a lot.
Uh-oh.
And you see reports about Moscow that seem to be indicating different things. But they're all kind of like old and hard to read, like they've been down there a long time.
Mm.
And you go
Are
in
there
the
dates?
office.
Are there
What's
dates on the papers?
All the dates date back to 1996. Actually, I will amend that in the future, but I have to look up exactly when that thing happened. But they all date back to a certain late 90s date. There is no one in this hallway as you go through it. There is a water cooler that is empty. There is a number of potted plants that have just disintegrated. There's a box of donuts, which is now just a pile of goo.
Wait. Well, hold on. So this paper says 1996-ish, so the late 90s. Greeks, is there any way with what you do that, like, is there any way that we can tell? Did we, like, go back in time, or?
I'm sorry. The date is February 2000.
Okay, so the year 2000.
Yeah.
Is there any way that we can tell, like,
2000.
or are we still, did we just go to a different place on?
Probably
You
a
know,
different
like-
place because all this looks old.
It's really old, right? Okay.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no signal to anything down here.
Okay.
Are there bathrooms? Doors
There are
on
bathrooms. There's a men's room. There's a women's room. You appear to be in some kind of governmental office.
Rohan, do you get anything here? Like, is there anything that are you like, evil, kill it?
Does Rohan feel anything? Drawn?
Hmm.
No,
No.
there's nothing here.
There's a locked door, right?
Yeah.
I want to get in there.
Can Rohan just open the door?
Rohan
Yes.
opens the door.
Ching! Snaps the
Inside
door
the
handle.
door is a room tilted down. Actually, as Rohan opens the door, it pushes in and stops until Rohan puts a little more force, moving the bodies out of the way.
Ooh.
The mummified bodies of
Ooh.
7 beings were all at the door of this place.
They were holding the door shut.
You see desks pointed up at a major screen, which has a map of America, the USSR, China, and the entire world laid out in front of it with little red pegs covering them in different places. The entire place feels covered with a thin layer of some kind of oily dust in this room,
Gross.
and anything living in here was mummified, but these desks were looking up at that screen until these people ran for the door.
The other side of the door, does it have like nail marks? Did it look like they were trying to get out of this room, or that they were trying to hold the door shut?
It doesn't look like there's some like there's a little dent in the door which from the side the bodies were on, as though they
Okay.
were trying to get out.
Huh. I'm stumped.
On the wall, you do see painted NORAD Site 9.
What's no rad mean?
I don't know. Can I tell what that oily substance is? I do have a chemistry skill.
That's true. There are enough of you with chemistry skills to know that to quickly figure out that this is some kind of the oily film on everything is a gas that long ago went inert. It looks to be if you were to date it back and run the chemical spectrum that I mean, you don't have do you have a pocket chemical analyzer? I don't know. Sure you do. Why not? Greeks would have
Why not?
Sounds like something great.
Greeks would
Sure.
have
It's-
TI-83 of chemical analyzers.
Yeah.
Um, it turns out that this is mustard gas.
Oh no.
So wash your hands before you eat, or do anything else like touch your face or touch
Yeah.
any.
Wash your hands immediately.
I mean, it's been so long that it is no longer an active irritant, but
Still.
You might not don't want to take any chances.
so you start moving through the rest of the building. You find another floor above you. Something very similar has happened, but there is a massive office with a camera set up that looks like the president. Like it says President of the United States. It's got a podium, and it looks like across from it is a backdrop that looks like the Oval Office of the White House. Not that any of you would know what that is, but for player and whatever reference, there's a desk, and behind it, it looks like it's set far enough from the wall with real glass windows that you could make it look like night or day. And there's no one on that floor. As you go up, you see 2 more floors before you can hear anything, before the air gets fresher. And the air doesn't get that much fresher. It takes a while to climb these stairs, but as you get to the top, In front of you is the first floor of an empty office building. You see a couple of bodies lying on the floor, basically mummified skeletal with US Army uniforms. The building is almost entirely silent. Nothing is on in this building. Some emergency light power, which you're not sure where. There are no windows here, but there is a door that says exit.
I guess we open the door.
As you open the door, you look out into a black, blackened place. The ground is darkened, but I would say like dark soil, but not fertile. You see ruins of a couple of buildings in front of you. You see that what looks to be part of an office tower smashed into what looks to be a bit of a street. And as you look up, you see a blood red sky. And that's where we're going to stop.
Man,
Ah.
fuck. Oh God.
What did we walk into?
I mean,
For our reference, the exit to this hellscape is. Oh God, we can't go through it for another day.
Oh,
That sucks. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna go kill the night boss. The night man is done. We're coming for him. We can definitely beat him. Oh God.
fucking up the night, man. Oh.
We need the day man. We need the day man to help us. Oh, this sucks.
We need a champion of the sun.
That's true. Oh
Master
man.
Friday.
Cool.
all
Let's
right.
fucking-
So, thank you everybody for joining us. Let's go around and give our introduction outros. And yeah, anything else you want to say? So let's start with Peppermint.
Hi, yeah, I'm Nerdy Teddy. You can find me here and in the Discord, as well as Twitter as Nerdy Teddy. I'll be running 2 games later this week, and for the rest of this season, there'll be Beyond the Void, which is a Thirsty Sword Lesbians space opera game. Very pulpy space opera. And Millennium Nights Turbo Jungle, which is a Sentai game that'll be Friday nights. And I have an itch shop. That is all I got.
So I have a question real quick. Is there a difference between Henshin and Sentai? I don't know.
I-
I could Google this.
Henshin is the name of the game, and I don't know why they named it that, but it is just a Sentai game. Sentai is sort of the category that Power Rangers
Gotcha.
falls under.
Gotcha. Just wondering. Sorry, I was just like, is that? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they named it Henshin, but I'm sure there's a good reason.
Probably. All right. Kid, what you got going on?
Hello, everybody. I'm Evan. I'm Evan Jennings64 on the Twitter and Zombie Love Juice on Instagram. And I do art and stuff. You can see my art at Art of Zombie Love Juice on Instagram. And I run my own evil campaign on YouTube. It's on Beyond EMH YouTube channel, and you can see there's a whole section there for my game. And if you like seeing people play evil characters and be just the fucking worst, then come on by and watch them destroy, a whole country. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. That's it.
All right. And Freya.
Hi, I'm Michelle. You can find me on Twitter at Shell_game. I hang out in the Twitter. Please come by. It's a great place. And
In the Discord?
I can't, yeah, the Discord. And I can't believe that Rohan was inspired by Kid and Greeks and decided to, drag everybody into this hellscape. Um, well, they gave them a choice.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want, and
Just like you two be like, we were supposed to go in the cave.
Yeah. Blame us.
Supposed to
That's
go in the
fine.
mirror.
Blame us. I looked at a skeleton lake and said, "No, thank you, please." Here's a
None of
cave
you
where
went swimming.
anyway, but this is a fucking skeleton lake. No thanks.
All right. All right. Greeks.
I'm Ting, and find me on Twitter at TingTut, and all my other links are there. And yeah, every Tuesday I'm here, and sometimes I stream.
All right. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. All right, so my name is Kevin Myers. I've been your GM. Thank you for joining us. You can find my wife's amazing knitwear patterns at lattesandllamas.com. And yeah, you have gone a place. Someday, maybe we'll get to the place where paper machete will make sense. But today was not the day.
Oops.
That's
I
fine.
do now
It is-
understand why the name you sent me today, when we thought this was episode 15, was called Reflected. I do understand that now.
Yes. Clearly, this was my plan the entire time.
Oops.
No, it's cool. It's not like I had planned this to happen right now, but this was always a possibility.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. I want to see what the night dudes do with their world. I'm sure it's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah.
Well, Rohan knows a way out. So
Yeah. Please, God, get us out of.
All right. So, do we have a raid set up?
Yes, we do. We'll be rating so many games because it is Trek Tuesday. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
See you soon.
bye.
Bye.